Hey guys, so I'm out here with Raven today, and I've only done a few sessions of positive reinforcement with her, and she's just being very inquisitive. This seems to happen a lot with my horses. Or not a lot, but oh my goodness. So I think I'm gonna get the tag off. I really do. I don't know what's going on with her, but she's having one of those breakthrough moments. Yeah, can we get the tag off? All right, let's give it a try. All right, I don't have a plan. Just gonna kind of see what she wants to do here. Hi, pretty girl. So I'm gonna show you the uncut process of getting the tag off. It is just a lot of experimenting and figuring things out as I go. She's so sweet. From the get-go, she was very scared, but also very curious. So I think this curiosity is going to be a really good thing. Let's see what I can do about touching that tag. Sorry if I block the camera. Good girl. You're so good. Look at that. I don't want her to playfully nip at me. Okay, it's a little too forward. She's never let me touch this without positive reinforcement, but like she purely wants to interact with me right now, which is really very special. How's this feel? Yeah, it's really easy when there's a tag, I find, or if I'm trying to put the halter on, it's really easy to get task oriented and really focus in on that tag to try to get it off. But I think it's really important to make it more relational and focusing more on the experience with the horse rather than trying to get an objective done, like getting off the tag. So maybe I'll step back a little bit and just focus on rubbing her. I think that idea is a really important one. It's certainly a pitfall that I frequently fall into over and over, and even multiple times throughout this session. You like that? Horses can definitely tell when we're becoming more task-oriented rather than listening to them and the signals they're giving. You like that? More? When watching this on the replay, it's really easy to be a Monday morning quarterback on myself and see all the little flaws that I made. But it is very different when you're in the moment, and honestly, there is a lot of experimenting just to see what the horse is okay and comfortable with. There were definitely times I could have been more attentive to her body language, but really, the process of just watching myself is really helpful, as it allows me to learn from my mistakes and be more mindful the next time. That was really nice. So I am doing a lot of approach and retreat here, rubbing her for a good bit, and then retreating and giving her frequent releases. This is quite a big change from when she first arrived. If you haven't yet seen the earlier videos, I definitely recommend you go back and check Raven's playlist. And as you can see, the poor thing is super bothered by the bugs. We don't actually have a lot of the regular flies here, but we do have a lot of horse and deer fly, as we're surrounded by ponds and swampy areas, which are the ideal breeding grounds for those flies. Being able to get fly spray on her will be really helpful for her training. Okay, so here's a little example of what I mean by me getting greedy. Notice right here how she tilts her head away before I even touch the tag. Did you see how she continued to shift her weight away from me and then I released, but not before I had triggered her to step away with that left hind leg? I usually try to retreat before I cause her to move away. That's my indicator that I've pushed her a little bit too far and that I'm getting greedy. Here, I take a couple steps backwards, literally and figuratively, to reset myself. And yet, this little mare still wants to interact. Isn't she a great testament to how tolerant horses can be? So today is the very first time I've been able to touch her neck, and I'm now able just to work a little bit further down. She's thinking about it like, ooh, I'm not sure about this, but I think I like it. Always what happens when you start scratching them. Okay, not always, but some of these horses really appreciate these scratches. Oops, okay, sorry. Raven really does remind me of my former Mustang, Britta. Both are sensitive yet curious, both were shy to start yet have this measure of boldness. Britta was probably the smartest Mustang I've ever worked with, so we'll see if Raven's the same way. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to focus now less on her tag and more of just scratching her and reaching down her neck and towards her shoulder. If she's comfortable with me touching further down her neck and on her shoulder, it's more likely that removing the tag will be less of a big deal. Each tag removal with my Mustangs has been very different and special. If you're interested in seeing more of these videos, I'll include a playlist with all my different tag removals in the description box below. If you're new to the Mustang world, the tag she's wearing is her ID number, 2637, and it's the last 4 digits of her Freeze brand. The Freeze brand is the brand that you see on the left side of a BLM Mustang's neck. You can use the brand to identify the horse's age and origins by understanding the alpha angle system. This brand makes BLM Mustangs easily identified. I was really happy with how she was responding to my touch here. I figured it wouldn't be much longer before that tag was off. I'm trying to do a lot of approach and retreat, but I'm also not being super, like I'm really actually touching her. I'm really trying to put my hand solidly on her. So I'm trying to not like, what's the word? I'm trying to not surprise her with anything. I'm being very like upfront, casual. Hi, pretty girl. This time around, I decided to give it a shot working on that tag. This is really tight. So the tag itself wasn't tight, but what I meant was there was a lot of griminess of the cord. It wasn't moving through the metal connector very well. The neck tag is held in place by the cord woven through this metal V with holes in it. There are no knots involved, so if a Mustang was to get this caught on something, it would pull right off. Actually, my Mustang Merlin was able to remove his own tag. Because I have my body turned away from her, I usually have to do this with one hand, which can be tricky. There are 3 different holes you have to pull the rope through to remove the neck tag. I was getting pretty close and I knew it would be just moments before the tag was off. Oh boy. Here it comes. It was time to pull through that last hole. Good girl, Raven. Good girl. I hope that's recording. Please be recording. Oh, thank goodness. I was probably about to run out of storage. She is dirty. She's very dirty. All right, let's see if I can just scratch her a little bit more. After I remove the neck tag, I like to show the Mustang what was on them. She's been wearing it for so long, so it smells like her, but I want to give her a chance to look at it also. It's just a little courtesy that I do to let the Mustang see, touch, smell, whatever they need to do to check it out. In comparison to the other neck tags I've removed, the rope around her neck was especially grimy. She's been in the Bureau of Land Management holding facilities for about a year now, so who knows if she's been wearing it that whole time or if it's fallen off and they've had to replace it. I finished with lots of rubbing and scratches because again, I don't want to be task oriented and I want to make this relational. Okay, so obviously there's no tag on this is just the cord. So her original tag she had was red in her photos and I was really excited because I really wanted a red tag. I had so many green tags for my Devil's Garden horses. But when she arrived, she had this orangish color tag on and I didn't actually get to see it up close because she was quite spooky that first day when she arrived, but the next day it was on the ground. She's playing with my, I left my rake out. But I found her tag on the ground and it was actually a paper tag. And I was super disappointed about that because, I don't know, there's something special about the tags, and I feel like the paper one is like, oh, come on, she's worth more than that. So I might actually just buy a tag with her number on it, and just because I feel like I don't know, a paper tag just, yeah, she's worth more than that. So I may just get another tag and put her number on it. But blue cord, I like the blue cord, it's pretty.